Hey, teacher mama here. Wanted to discuss with you guys. When I first started, I was really into, oh my goodness, what am I going to use? I need all these books, I need this, I need that. And over the years, I found out here, reading other people's blogs and everything like that, and just forming a mentorship with some more advanced people that were homeschooling their kids. I didn't mind asking for help at all, and I still don't understand. But now I've come to realize that you don't necessarily need a whole lot of curriculum to buy. Sometimes you may need something, but most of the time, especially for the really, really young kids, you really don't need a whole lot to buy. And so today I'm going to show you how I actually make worksheets for my little one. And sometimes you can find really good workbooks at Dollar General or the other one, Dollar Tree. Sometimes I have really good workbooks where you can make copies and keep those forever. But what happens when you run out or you don't have those couple extra dollars to spare just to get a little workbook? You can make your own image. You can use regular notebook paper. I have colored paper, but only because I was given a whole box of different types of paper. Everyone knows I homeschool, so anytime they have something extra in their office or something, they just give it to me. And I love sharing it too, so I'll just give it away. Anybody else who needs it, I'll share it. But I have a lot of different color papers that I like to use, but not just for the printer, because the printer is helpful, but at the same time, it costs a lot of money. And I'd rather use the ink from a Sharpie, because it's a little bit more cheaper, a lot more cheaper actually, than the ink from an actual publisher. For some things you definitely want to print out, but for things like addition and even tracing, you can do yourself. It's so easy. So check this one out. Let's start with the math. The first one I'm going to show you is a sheet that I actually made today, and it's for a 2-year-old to help her get, start learning about how to add numbers together. She can count pretty good, but adding, she wasn't really introduced to that yet, so this is my chance to introduce it to her. And I did it this way because I know that just from working with her for the last week, I know that she's a hands-on learner. My kids are too, so it was easy for me to come up with something for her. This is a worksheet that I made, and you can see in the little square I have made a little equation for her. Not necessarily an equation, but a little addition problem. An addition problem for her. So let's see, 1 plus 1 equals 2. And I like doing it kind of this way just to start off, because in the books they really do have really good ideas. Because, okay, you have this many apples plus this many apples, and then you're supposed to count them and put that number all together in the box, which is a really good idea. But then in the next few pages, like you know what I'm talking about, in the next few pages, sometimes on the following page, before they even give the kid a chance to count the numbers good enough or count the apples good enough, they're hitting them with the 1 plus 1 equals, and they're like, what? Where are the apples? I can't count them. So this way, they can see how the problem is going to look all the time. Instead of introducing them to the apples or the objects, these are still introducing them to the objects, but right away, they see how it's going to look, and they're able to use their own object. So it's kind of like comprehension too, if you will. Kind of like comprehension, because they're comprehending what the number is and using the same amount of squares to glue right next to that number. Even if the child doesn't even know what numbers 1 through 10, they can still be successful at this. So all I did was I took some scraps that I talked about previously, like a little, and I cut loose strings. Easy peasy. Then I drew circles. What are these? No, not circles. Squares. These squares. And I just put random little problems in there. And then just for a little extra help, guess what? Maybe she doesn't know, she knows how to count the two, but maybe she can't recognize each other. And of course she needs to work on her handwriting, because right now she's doing bullying, so why not dot her some letters, some numbers. Dot her some numbers, 1 through 5. And I think she traced those pretty good, don't you? So that's a really good activity just to do by yourself. It doesn't necessarily have to look exactly like mine. Nothing that I did. But you get the idea of how easy peasy this was, creating this. And I like this idea so much, and she did really well on it, that I'm going to make it for her again, using different numbers, maybe different shapes, because we discussed that these are squares, and the big ones are squares. And that kind of helps, that kind of fits into the math genre too, because it is geometry, right, the shape. So that was pretty cool. I like that. The next one, I'm going to show you a math worksheet that I made for my youngest son. He's 5. So this sheet is pretty much, you can see. Here it is. So 3 plus 5 equals, and he's already done it, and he did a pretty good job. And he also used the little pink squares that you saw in the last worksheet, but I did not allow him to glue them next up because I wanted him to have a little bit more work and to think a little bit more. So what I did was I gave him a workspace, and I didn't put any problems down here. The ink you see right on the back, I messed up on that side, so I turned it around. So here you have it. This is his workspace. This is where he was supposed to show his work. As you get a little bit more advanced in math, show your work, show your work, show your work. Perfectly fine. He's 5, but at the same time, he's showing his work because he's showing his work that he's able to see it. And that's kind of how people exercise, showing his work in math. So I like this idea, and he really did good on it. He even put a sticker on his workspace because he was so good at it. And Big Sister had to help him out the first time because he's like, oh man, I'm so used to the shape being right next to the numbers. But this forces him to work away from the problem, but with the problem too. So the next one, we've been working on our vowel sounds and the vowels. So there's a small one I made yesterday, actually. This is where I made her a sheet with the vowels. And look, it doesn't necessarily, all my letters don't look really, really neat, but all I did was dot them. And I had her trace them, and for these over here, I just wrote them. I did the best I could, used a steady hand, and I drew the arrows. And I also put the directions at the top. I know she can't read, she's 2, but usually when I make worksheets, I try to put the directions on there so that they can get instilled in them that following directions is just important as finishing the work. Although I didn't have it on the other worksheet. I don't have time for that today, I kind of made this for them. This is the example of the other worksheet I made for her. It still went over the ABCs, the vowels. It still went over the vowels, but at the same time, guess what? She had to match the uppercase vowels with the lowercase vowels using some handwriting exercises. And when I did the little in-between dotty hand exercises things, I tried to kind of mimic something that was in that letter, whether it be the uppercase letter or the lowercase letter. For the A, I did a straight line, just kind of how it is like here. And then I kind of went up in an angle, just like it is over here. But I didn't do any roundy stuff. So, you see in the E, she already practiced going straight up there, so I wanted her to really get that little curve down there. So it's really hard for a 2-year-old to get that curve. So I did kind of like the little cursive loopy things, and I was like, ooh, roller coaster, ooh, and she really enjoyed that. So here's the eye. Instead of going straight up and down, because those straight up and down lines are easy for her, I'd rather give it on an angle, but they're still straight lines, so I did the straight. And then for the circles, for the O's, I did that, and then for the U's, I just did some small little half circle lines right there, and she was supposed to trace it all the way across, and she did a really good job, so good that she gave herself 4 stickers. How about that? She loves giving herself stickers. Just wanted to share with you guys some of the worksheets that I do, and these are just for the younger kids. Now, for older kids, it's a little bit more work that you have to put into making your own worksheets, and excuse me, but they're definitely doable. I'm telling you, they are definitely doable. I can do the older kids when you're interested. I can do a video on making worksheets for the older kids also. But get creative with your worksheets, whatever your little one is struggling on, or whatever they need practice on. You can implement 3 different subjects in one worksheet and just let them have fun with it. Alright? Well, actually, don't forget to visit me for and also come to my blog. Alright?